Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Coming up, what's preventing men from wearing makeup?
Plus, if you liked girl dinner, you're going to love rat snacks and more on the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
Last year, it seemed to be all about girl dinner when it came to snacking. You know, basically putting together a strange charcuterie board of random treats. But this year, at least the beginning of the year, seems to be about another TikTok snacking trend. Have you seen anybody talking about rat snacks?
I haven't seen this yet.
Rat snacks is, fortunately, I think everybody could guess, it has nothing to do with rats. It's themselves. However, it's the idea of kind of possibly eating like a rat, where you're raiding the pantry, putting a bunch of random things together. But this is less like a charcuterie board of stuff you don't have to do much cooking for or just random dinners. This is just little snacks that you would put together. Like an example, the possible original rat snack is the pickle cheese wrap, a pickle in a blanket, where you take a slice of cheese, you put it in a pan, you like fry it till it starts to get a little dark.
Fry it? And this sounds like a lot of work.
It does. I was going to get to that.
He was just a fryer on hand like that.
No, not fry, like in a pan, like a grilled cheese.
Oh, okay.
But no bread. You just slap the cheese down there, cook it low and slow until the cheese starts to crisp up, but still remains flexible so you can wrap it around a pickle.
That sounds like more work than half of my dinners.
That's what I'm saying. These rat snacks I'm looking at.
If you turn on the oven, that's a full-fledged, you're making
a dinner.
Something.
That's more dinner than girl dinner is. But that's kind of being proclaimed as the original rat snack from last year. And then, so another example of a rat snack, and obviously people, have taken that pickled cheese wrap and added more and more things to it because it is a great idea. It sounds delicious to just fry a piece of cheese and use that as like a tortilla, basically, make little taquitos with cheese. But some of the other ideas, Kraft singles microwaved with apple, topped with cinnamon, brown sugar, and pecans on toasted bread. Is another rat snack. You're putting a bunch of random bibs and bobs together, but instead of having them all separate, it's mixing them all together. And for some reason, that's a rat snack.
Interesting.
But it also seems to involve cooking. Do you have any rat snacks that come to mind?
I mean, in my mind, I usually have some sort of an idea. Like if I'm the least, I guess if we're looking for something that is this low effort or just random foods you put together?
It's random food.
Yeah. Oh, then I don't put random foods together.
You don't just put random foods and like cook it all together? And
no, because if I'm going to mix, because they're making things.
Yeah.
These involve
preparation.
If I'm going to make something, I'm going to make something that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just grab things and try to cook it. If I'm looking for a meal because I don't have anything, I'm making like a cheese burrito.
Uh-huh.
That would be my go-to if I'm running low on foods.
But
not like almonds and apples and a tortilla.
Well, I'd like to see if anybody has any rat snacks that come to mind at 8772 Radio U. But I'm just getting the impression that it's not that, I just think you're not very creative, is my accusation.
I'm not putting that much effort into something that's probably going to suck.
How can you know?
I'm not putting that much effort into something that I don't know. I'd rather make something that's a surefire hit.
Actually, it's true because this is being suggested as like you don't have a lot of food in the house, but you're hungry.
You're going to waste your 3 ingredients, just toss them together?
Yeah, what if you put it together into something that sucks and then
you're like, now I have nothing.
Yeah.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Can we start dreaming? Are you tired of winter yet? Is another good question. Because I think we're at about the time where my attention turns to the summer. And when you think about summer, you know what you think about? Ice cream trucks. And you know what a lot of children are duped into getting at ice cream trucks? The popsicle that looks like SpongeBob. You ever made that mistake?
I think I've gotten that popsicle before.
Yeah.
The SpongeBob popsicle, but I thought it was done.
What do you mean done?
Isn't it not a thing anymore?
Well, kind of. The SpongeBob popsicle has been redesigned for a new audience. Popsicle has announced, the company Popsicle has announced that they are rebranding the SpongeBob treat. They are redoing it. And so now it's got a brand new design that they hope will appeal more to SpongeBob fans. And so, I will say, even as a radio professional, it's difficult. But, I mean, we can all picture the sad, sad state of the SpongeBob popsicle you used to get. Now they've simplified it. Is that a better or worse idea? Apparently, it's really just eyes, smile, and then most of it is yellow, and then there's a red bottom half. Isaiah, you can see the new design here, the simplified new take on the SpongeBob popsicle. What say you?
I mean, the main difference is the eyes.
Yeah. The eyes used to be blue, did they not?
They used to be gumballs.
They used to be gumballs, and that was possibly the biggest error of all of the errors with the SpongeBob popsicle treat.
Oh, you're saying that was wrong? Many people online are saying that is a huge error that they're taking it away.
No, the gumballs were a negative to me on the SpongeBob frozen popsicle treat.
Well, let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Because now they're chocolate.
That's better.
But listen.
Mm-hmm.
I know you said that's better because chocolate sounds good.
Yeah.
The flavor of a SpongeBob popsicle is fruit punch.
Uh-huh.
So your go-to flavor when you go to your typical ice cream place, can I get, let's do the fruit punch ice cream with just chocolate syrup on top. Let's just mix those two that have nothing in common.
That's questionable. So I think the chocolate's an improvement on gumballs, but I think the fruit punch, it doesn't make as much sense.
I think the gumballs made more sense with the fruit punch because we're going for a whole fruity experience. You can't just throw chocolate on top of fruit punch.
But gumballs are and always have been a wild thing to pair with ice cream, especially
this
because
is more of a sorbet, though.
It's still any frozen treat. Gumballs? When do you go? You ever go? You've been to an ice cream bar, right? Where you go through, you make your own. You know what they don't even have there is gumballs because it doesn't make any sense. They have like sprinkles and chocolates and nuts. They don't have gumballs.
That's because, you want to know why they have those things?
Yeah.
It's because the ice creams that they have there
Uh-huh.
are vanilla and chocolate, not fruit punch. What sounds weirder, people? Fruit punch paired with chocolate or gumballs paired with fruit punch?
Gumballs paired with any ice cream doesn't make sense.
So you're going to go. So next time we go somewhere together, you're going to say, I want fruit punch with the chocolate, please.
I'm not going to choose it, but I will never walk into Grader's and say, you guys got any gumballs here?
Well, I want you to know that the internet is harshly disagreeing with you.
It's a wild take. And think about this too.
You're making the wild take.
This is crazy. You know what else is when you know who orders these SpongeBob frozen treats? It's for children. It's a cartoon character.
Yeah.
These are like 5-year-olds. Most 5-year-olds shouldn't even have gum.
Yeah, but
and they aren't expecting it the first time they get this either. And then what do they get? They get a SpongeBob that doesn't even look like SpongeBob, and it's got gum in it for some reason.
It's what it is. It's an exciting part of the treat. I have not ordered this in like 20 years, but I knew the eyes were gumballs because it's such a big part of the treat. I think it has those big googly eyes on it. Another thing that the young children love is the big googly eyes. I think it's a miss, but it is what it is. It was never my go-to treat anyway. Am I heartbroken by it? When the ice cream truck comes, I won't be ordering it anyway.
Yeah, that I can agree with you on that.
The stories you love with the opinions you hate. The Riot Radio U.
We've got Brittany, our friend from the American Lung Association, joining us today for a little bit. Brittany, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Now, before we get to the American Lung Association and the fight for air climb that's coming up, let's talk about what's important, which is the SpongeBob popsicle treats. They've been redesigned, and now they've replaced, the big thing is they've replaced, popsicles replacing the gumball eyes with chocolate eyes, and people are texting in. Zach said they should make the eyes boba instead. You ever had boba?
I've never had boba, but to me, that sounds like more of an adult treat.
Yeah, not for
but
children.
But maybe children are excited about boba. I don't know. I've never had boba. I'm not the sophisticated type like that.
Justin said, why is Isaiah always right? Talking about how you think that the ice should be gumballs because it pairs better with fruit punch. And Brittany, you said that chocolate and fruit punch do not go together.
Yeah, I said that's a big no for me. That's gross.
I just think you guys, your anger is misdirected. It's the gumballs that are the problem, or not the chocolate. It's the fruit punch that's the problem.
The sorbet.
Yeah, switch that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, but then you're changing the whole integrity of the
It's
ice cream.
an entirely new
If
snack.
they did a vanilla SpongeBob,
Yes.
that would make me happier.
Yes, at least they
Yes.
didn't do banana.
Oh,
Like, I feel like that
Oh.
would be,
And that would
Imagine
make sense too because he's
Yes,
yellow.
right.
But imagine being a child and picking that because it looks fun.
Yes.
And then it's banana flavor.
You're like when you're like the dad and you're like you don't want it and they're like no
Yeah.
I know I do and then you give it to them and they're like banana really.
Yeah, and then they don't eat any
They're
of
like,
it.
do you want it, Dad? I'm like, no, you bought it. You
Not-
made me buy
Dad
this for
doesn't
you.
even want that. Dad doesn't even want that.
Disappointment.
All right, let's talk about the American Lung Association. Brittany, thanks for coming in. You've got the Fight for Air climb coming up specifically for RadioU Columbus.
Correct.
It's going to be at the Rhodes Tower. That's February 24th. The info is at radiou.com/Ohio. And the first thing I want to know is you've done your fair share of Fight for Air climbs,
Yep.
where it's all about climbing the steps. It's 800 steps at the top of the Rhodes Tower, right?
880 actually, but yes.
880. In all of your air climbs, has anybody ever done this where you have your climbers race somebody taking the elevator? Just like you would do in any other normal building, because that's
Ooh.
I've always in a group. It's like, all right, you guys take the stairs, we'll take the elevator, we'll see who wins. You got to do that.
You know, we're always looking for a new challenge. Maybe we just throw this one in there.
Yeah.
You know, we could call it even like the Radio U challenge.
Yeah.
And, so are you saying you want to take the elevator? Is that what you're going after here?
That's definitely what I'm most qualified for. Yes.
I will
that's a great
ride
idea.
down while you guys, or I will ride up either way.
We'll see who wins.
And we talk about too, especially because we know at the Fight for Air Climb, I was looking online and you guys talk about how it's for everybody. And there's a lot of people probably who are listening that have never been before.
Right.
And so you say it's from like beginners to like if you're exercising all the time. And so kind of explain to the people like maybe if they aren't so much into like climbing 880 steps a day, how it's also viable for them to come and support.
Totally. So, I mean, we welcome climbers from age 7 and up. Okay. And my oldest climber, I want to say 85.
Oh my
Something
Wow.
like that. We don't expect everybody to race up the stairs. You know, yes, you're bibbed. Yes, you have a bib. Yes, there's a timer. But I mean, we've had people take over an hour. There's plenty of water stops where you can literally stop and sit if you want to. So you can totally take your time. Take one step at a time, as easy as that. And then there are those, really fun, excited, crazy people who, really want to race it and want to get up there in 4 minutes. So,
Right.
which happens. So,
Or you can come and join Hudson and you can ride the elevator.
just go up and down, up and down.
I
Yeah.
feel like if people can do it in 4 minutes, the elevator can't be that fast, can it?
I mean, it's got to be pretty close. You got to wait on the elevator.
That's true.
Yeah.
It isn't until you press
And-
the button.
And what if somebody also wants to get on the elevator halfway up? Then you're definitely going to lose.
Yes.
Because you got to stop.
Yeah. Now, the Fight for Air climb, it's all for a good cause. It's all for the American Lung Association to help fight lung disease. So let's say somebody out there is just hearing about this today.
Sure.
They're intrigued. They want to get involved. First of all, they can go to radiou.com/Ohio, right, to sign up. The details are there. But also, like, how would you recommend training so that you can climb all of those steps? Like, that's got to be a different kind of regimen than you would train if you were running a marathon or something.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Running is great. Running is a great way to train, obviously. I actually have one participant. Actually, I'm going to shout this out. It's my stepmom. So she actually has just one flight of stairs that goes from her kitchen to her basement. And she literally will just like start one day and do like 2 times. The next day do like 3, then 4, then 5, up and down. And then just continues to do it over and over again until she feels like, she's ready to go. You can also, at the gym, they've got some great like those rotating stairs now.
Stairmaster.
Yeah, well, and it's not like that old one that just went up and down. Like it actually like rotates so it feels like you're going upstairs. So that's great too. I mean, yes, running's great, biking's great. Anything that can get your lungs going and your legs going would be a great training.
There we go. It's good. Maybe if you're trying to stick with a New Year's resolution too, this could be motivation. You're not just doing it for you. You're doing it to help the American Lung Association. So that will keep you going because it's coming up February 24th. So that's longer than most people stick with their New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, it's plenty of time. Now, my final question is, what happens, because in my household, the main person that needs exercise is actually my dog, Jim. He's a little bit overweight. I went to the vet. What if I came to the Fight for Air Climb? Could I run with my pup, Jim, who needs to shed off a couple pounds?
I would have to check with the building on that, but if Jim needs a little help, he might be a motivator for some people too.
Yeah, exactly.
Chase Jim up the stairs.
Yes,
I mean,
can
That's
you
right.
do you get love?
chubby?
Like, what does he love on people?
Oh, he loves
See,
everybody.
so get some loves afterwards. It'd be perfect.
He's a big cuddler. I think he'd be the first one to probably give up during the race, and then we would probably finish in last. But if you wanted some extra motivation, you could see that if you could beat the chubby basset hound.
There you go. There you go.
So you can go if you want to run in the Columbus Fight for Air Climb. It's radiou.com/Ohio is where you start. The link is there. And then, Brittany, what if anybody else is intrigued and wants to find out more?
Yeah, if you go to lung.org, we have over 42 climbs across the country. So chances are there's one in your city if you're listening across the country. So go to lung.org and you can find out more. And today's a good day to start because today is National Take the Stairs Day, friends.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
So it is a good day to start. So get out there instead of taking the elevator like Hudson wants to. Take the stairs instead.
There you go. radiou.com/Ohio or lung.org. Thanks again, Brittany, for stopping
Thank
in.
you.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Got a new survey here, and see if you buy this, Isaiah. It says that while men are nearly as likely as women to consider getting Botox, only 8% of men said they would be honest about, like they would feel comfortable admitting that they got Botox to people.
Well, the good thing is you don't have to worry.
What do you mean?
You ain't got to admit it, brother. We know.
You can all tell.
We know. When you're looking at me a little bit more wide-eyed, I know what happened, man.
It says that 52% of guys said they would be open to a procedure, but again, only 8%. So we're talking about, what's that? Like a quarter of the guys that would even do it would be honest about it, whereas about a quarter of all women would be honest. Why do you think that is, that women would be more likely to admit it?
I think because it feels as if, for like ladies, it feels like more widely accepted probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know a ton of girls that have already gotten like preventative Botox.
Yeah.
They're very open about it. Whereas for guys, this is just one of the many things that men do that they feel like isn't widely accepted.
It's a little taboo.
It's like men aren't allowed to be pretty or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like
You need to accept them wrinkles, boy. They're on your face. You don't get to change them. You're a man.
The wrinkles is what makes you a man.
Yeah. If you don't have wrinkles, are you even stressed? Are you even putting food on the table for your family?
Have you even been tamping down your emotions inside
Yes.
for years? Do you think? Well, I guess I was going to say, based off of that, the guys, like, we got a long ways to go. We got to start. First of all, we got to admit we wear makeup.
Who's wearing? You're wearing makeup?
You got to admit. I'm saying we got to be allowed to wear it and okay with admitting that we wear it before we get to the Botox. That's another step down.
I feel
the
like
line,
Botox
right?
is way first before makeup.
You think so?
Yeah.
You're more likely to get Botox and wear makeup.
110%.
Even
I
if
think.
when I'm talking about makeup, I'm just talking about like foundation and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not
Like
wearing
that counts. You would never do that.
I mean, I've had to before for like TV stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not applying that in the morning. That sounds like an added unnecessary step to my routine because I'm not trying to look pretty on a daily basis. But if my face is covered in wrinkles, I'm okay with doing the whole Botox thing.
Oh, see,
if one of my friends got Botox, I wouldn't think twice about it. I'd be like, all right, that's your thing, you know? That's
Yeah.
for you. It doesn't bother me at all. If one of my friends said he's wearing makeup, I'd be like, every day? Where do you find the time? Who taught you? How did you, how much expensive is it? I have so many more questions. If you get Botox, I'm like, got it. No more wrinkles.
Can I tell you there's like two things that hold me back from wearing makeup?
Two.
Two of them. And neither one is that I'm a man. One is that I don't know what I would do. I don't know how to do it. And what am I
Eyeshadow. I think you should start with eyeshadow.
What do I do? Ask my wife? You want me to ask my wife?
I want you. Yes, I do.
I believe
I do want you to ask.
I
your
believe
wife.
she and I would both be happier if I wore it, so maybe I should.
You think she'd be happier if you wore it?
Look at this face.
I'm looking at it.
You don't think this needs some foundation?
I think I'm
Some
not going to say
cover-up.
that you're ugly, Hudson. I think you look fine as
Yeah,
is.
but look at all the blemishes.
But that's just what men have. They just have blemishes. We just accept it.
The more the merrier.
Like if you look at like the attractiveness between a man and a woman, obviously women are way more attractive because their
Yeah.
faces are like perfect. Where men, we just have like scars and wrinkles and pimples that we just ride out throughout the day. Like,
That's
yep,
right.
It's just on my face.
I've been riding this one for like 2 weeks now. And then the other thing that holds me back is, I don't even know how much it costs. I just know it must cost something. And so I don't need to add one more thing. You know, deodorant's expensive enough. I can barely afford that. Forget about makeup.
I think before you go to makeup, you need to just start like wearing cologne or something. There's different steps before this jump to makeup.
If I ever do start wearing makeup or getting Botox, I will admit it.
Okay. On the air, I love it.
I'm one of the 8%.
Oh, hi there.
Worst of the riot.
Crank that up.
Radio U.
It's Would You Rather Wednesday. Our question today, playing off of some New Year's resolutions that some people have arrived at. Of course, one of the most popular, going to the gym. So would you rather have to go to the gym at least 4 days a week, and you got to maintain that all year long, or another popular, maybe less popular New Year's resolution, delete your social media, get off of there? Would you rather go to the gym 4 days a week or delete all of your social media and maintain either one of those for a year? People are chiming in. Regina, I'll go gym. I already have one at work anyways. And I would miss it on my work from home days though.
Well, that's your one miss during the weekdays,
Yeah.
unless you want to do a weekend one.
Nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to work out on a Saturday.
Yeah,
That's
really?
when the fun happens.
Except maybe Susanna, who says, I love working out, so easy choice for me. She's going working out. We had Heather chime in. She says she actually doesn't use social media all that much out in the country anyways, where she lives. So, like the country. So she said, she also admitted she's a little lazy. So she says she's given up social media, going to delete it instead of going to the gym.
Well, I thought she said that she wanted to go to the gym.
No, she said that she's.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
She doesn't use social media anyway. You're right.
Right.
I was trying to recall from the call.
Matthew says, I'll delete social media because I don't do any of that stuff. So easy choice for Matthew. I'll tell you, for me, I'm with Matthew. I'll tell you, it would be harder for me to delete social media because of wanting to browse on social media and less because of wanting to post, although I love getting likes. But I know I couldn't go to the gym 4 days a week. I wouldn't be able to maintain that. Deleting social media, I think that'd be hard at first. But I think over time, after like a month at most, I think that's the one New Year resolution you could do, and you'd actually get better at it. You'd get better at not using social media as you go along. So, and for me, think about this too, right? If you delete social media and you spend a lot of time on there, all of a sudden you've got all this time on your hands. What are you going to do with it? Maybe go to the gym.
You could. I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
It does open up doors for other things. My thoughts are this, and this is tough to soak in. I think I'm a regular gym goer. I go a lot. And on my schedule also is very, very nice in the way that I have a lot of time in the afternoons because I get up so early for the show that it makes it very easy for me to find time to go to the gym.
That's right.
And so I would say it's easier for me to go than many people, and I already want to go, and I log my days at the gym for the entire course of the year. So I went ahead and looked back and wanted to see, because my goal every week is to go 4 days.
Yeah.
And I completed, of the 53 weeks of the year, I completed going to the gym 4 days, 33 of the 53 weeks, right? So like half.
Yeah.
And so I think I don't think I could be able to do it. That's what I'm getting to here.
Yeah.
I go to the gym a lot, and
You
I don't
go
think...
a lot. You're a gym guy. A gym
I don't
rat.
think I could do it because I think about the weeks that I'm sick, I'm on vacation. There's times where you just don't, maybe a week where you're just crazy busy, where you're like, how the heck am I going to squeeze the gym in? And for me, I get off work way earlier than 95% of people who get off at 5. If I get off work at 5 every day, there would be no way that would go to the gym as much as I do. And so for the people that say they want to go to the gym, I think what you should try to do in 2023 or 2024, I guess, is you should log your days at the gym to really see how often you're going, because people feel like they go a lot, but you want to really meet your goals, start logging your days, and that'll tell you the truth of it all.
Erin checked in. She said she already has a similar activity schedule, actually, with archery training and Pilates, so it's not a stretch for her to keep the social media and go to the gym 4 times a week.
Side note, shout out Pilates. A lot of people doing Pilates nowadays. I recently found out Pilates is a lot harder than it sounds. It's a lot harder than it sounds.
Does it sound hard?
I think it doesn't. I don't think it sounds hard when people say Pilates. Like, oh, I've been doing Pilates.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, if you have never done it, it sounds like yoga to me. It's not.
I don't even know what Pilates is.
Exactly. It's harder than it thinks. I'll shout out Pilates people. It's harder than you think.
Dee says, I'll go to the gym 4 times a week. I need social media for work and for her blog, it sounds like, as well. So she's keeping the socials and going to the gym. Susanna says that while I admit I'd get better at deleting socials, I'd get better at being off of them, she thinks I'd also get better at going to the gym.
A double whammy, we call it.
Yeah. No, she's saying if I started going to the gym, I'd get better at it too, so it'd get easier. Which is that is true, but it's harder to start. I could delete social media. That takes like 10 seconds, you know?
And then it's gone.
Yeah. And then what am I going to do?
And then if you re-download it, then you're just so weak. Like,
and I start over at 0 followers. What am I even doing on there?
Yep.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.